Here is number 5 and number 6 from the review, and we are doing long division. So I'm going to go through and do these two. Here we have 2x plus 1 being divided into 4x cubed plus 2x squared minus 2x minus 3. So we have to figure out how many times, or what do we multiply times 2x to get 4x cubed. To figure that out, we could do 4x cubed divided by 2x as a fraction and simplify this. So 4 divided by 2 is 2, and x cubed over x, one of the x's will cancel out up here and give us a 2, and the one down here below will get canceled out. So we have 2x squared. So that's what we put up at the top is 2x squared. And now that is going to be multiplied by both 2x and 1 to fill in down below here. So 2x squared will essentially be distributed into 2x plus 1. And when you do that, you get 4x to the third, and 2x squared times 1 is 2x squared. So we put that down here, 4x to the third plus 2x squared. And we are subtracting going straight down. So 4x, here we subtract, we get 0. 2x squared minus 2x squared, again, is also 0. So 0 and 0. So that means we want to definitely bring both of these next two terms down, and we get negative 2x minus 3. So now we have to figure out what do we multiply times 2x to get negative 2x. Well, that's going to be negative 1. If you need to, you can set this up and divide again, just like we did up above. Negative 2x over positive 2x is going to equal negative 1. And again, you will take that negative 1 and distribute that to 2x plus 1 to get negative 2x minus 1. So we fill in negative 2x minus 1 and subtract. Negative 2x minus negative 2x is 0. Negative 3 minus a negative 1 is negative 3 plus 1, which is negative 2. And I forgot to put the negative 1 up here, so that's very important. So we have our 2x squared minus 1 with a remainder of negative 2. So 2x squared minus 1. And since that is negative, I will put minus, and it's just a number 2. So 2 over the 2x plus 1. If that was an expression like negative 2x plus 3, I would put plus and then put the negative 2x plus 3 over this denominator. So when it's just a single digit over here, the negative can go as a minus out in front. And that is our answer. Okay, and on to number 6. Same process. We're going to take the 3x to the fourth and divide that by x squared. And here, these two will cancel out 2 at the top to give us x squared, and we get 3x squared. So we put that up here, 3x squared. When you distribute that, 3x squared times x squared is 3x to the fourth. 3x squared times the x is 3x to the third, and it's positive. 3x squared times 3 is 9x squared, and that's why we had to fill in the 0x squared here, because we need that placeholder for our work down here. So make sure you're checking those. No matter what division you're doing, you need to put in a 0 if you have a missing term. So now we subtract, and we subtract in each column, so minus. So here, 3x to the fourth minus 3x to the fourth is 0. Negative 5x cubed minus 3x cubed is negative 8x cubed. 0x squared minus 9x squared is negative 9x squared. Bring down the minus 20x and ask yourself, what do you multiply times x squared to get negative 8x cubed? So we could take that negative 8x cubed and divide out the x squared, and the two x's down here will cancel out 2 up there to leave you with negative 8x. So we put that minus 8x up here. You distribute, you're going to get negative 8x cubed. Negative 8x times x is negative 8x squared. Negative 8x times 3 is negative 24x. And I just noticed I had that wrong on the solutions paper. I put minus 27 for some reason. Okay, so minus 24x, and we are going to be subtracting. So negative 8x cubed minus negative 8x cubed is 0. Negative 9x squared minus a negative 8x squared is going to be adding that 8x squared to the negative 9 to get negative 1x squared. Negative 20x minus a negative 24, so we're adding the 24x to get positive 4x, and then minus 5. And now we look at the negative 1x squared, divide out the x squared, the x squareds cancel, you're left with negative 1. We put minus 1 up here. Negative 1 times x squared is negative 1x squared. Negative 1 times x is negative x. And negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. And when I subtract, I get negative 1x squared minus negative 1x squared, which is 0. 4x minus negative x is 5x, positive 5x because you're adding the x because of the double negative. And here we have another double negative with the 3, so negative 5 is going to become negative 5 plus 3, which is negative 2. And so we get 5x minus 2 for our remainder. And so we have 3x squared minus 8x minus 1. And here we have an expression, so I definitely put plus, even if that number out here was negative. And then I'll put 5x minus 2 for my remainder over the original denominator of x squared plus x plus 3. So on the review that I handed out in class, I had 8x minus 2 because of that, what I had made a mistake up here. So hopefully you're watching this and you make that adjustment, or at least you understand what happened. Okay, so there's number 5 and 6.